Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham HaKodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Gormeston who rule and teach word. Peace, salutation, and blessing to the Lord's hopeful elects who have been scattered in the four corners of the earth, who are in these last days are looking forward to be delivered from the hand of their enemies and from these chains of darkness, which is his flesh. We are living in the last days of the last days, as the Bible been prophesied from the beginning. And in these last days, the Lord is getting ready to visit the world, all this planet Earth, the second time. And on the day of the Lord is gonna what? It's gonna bring calamity, destruction, on the earth. So the Lord is coming to our sub authority on the earth, and that is going to begin by him putting this nation down. And this nation that is going to put down is going to begin with who? With Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the Caucasian, because they are the one who are in rulership right now, who are in authority of this planet earth right now. As the Bible says, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it, that forest. So on the coming of the day of the Lord is going to meet Esau in his authority, and he's going to what? He's going to put him down with great destruction. If I may read, this is the book of 1 Corinthians, 15. I may start from 23. I said, but every man in his own order, and Mashiach the first fruit, afterward they that are Mashiach at his coming. And those are the hopeful elect, the men and the women, especially the men, because they are the one who are going to be ruling alongside Yahweh Shai in his rulership. The men of Israel, right? The elect, they're going to be joint heir with the Lord on his kingdom, on his rulership, which by default that kingdom of the Lord is going to be the kingdom of who? The Israelites. So they're going to be order, and then it's going to be those women as well who've been delivered from this side, all right, being under those men who are of the elect, who are of the authority with the Lord, and also the order is going to continue for those who didn't make in this side, those who die in this side. When they come in the kingdom as the newborn baby, they're going to be also blessed, but it's not going to be the same as the elect who have been received the first goal. Who were delivered from this side when Messiah bring destruction. Because they risk their life for the Lord. They keep away the lust of the flesh to fulfill the least of all, to fulfill the will of the Heavenly Father. So they're going to be blessed. They're going to be put high than the rest of the nation of Israel. So as it goes on, I say, well, then cometh the hand when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to Most High, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. And that's what the Lord is coming to do, man. The Lord whom the world ignorant called him Jesus Christ, which his true name is Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Is coming to take down all this rulership, government, kingdom. The Lord is coming back to take down the rulership, man. Particularly this rulership, the rulership of Esau, Edom, which are these so-called white people, the Caucasian, So the Lord is coming to take down, to take down their authority, their power, As it says in the book of Malachi 1 and 4, they shall build and I shall throw down. So the Lord is the one who's going to come and do that, And he's not only going to take down Esau and the authority, but also these other nations as well. So these other nations also is going to be what? They're going to be brought down. And then the Lord is going to do what? He's going to take all these crowns, these crowns of this other nation, and he's going to put in his head. It means he's going to be in charge. He's going to be higher than the rest of these people of the world, man. So I may read again. Then comes the hand when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to Messiah, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power, So Yahushua is going to take down this other nation, man, these heathenic nations, to begin with Esau, Edom, and the so-called world, man. And he's going to wear each of these other nations' crowns, So Yahushua is going to what? He's going to take many kingdoms, man. I mean, if you may understand, he's going to take down many kingdoms, many nations, because all these nations that are under Esau, they're all going to be brought down. If I may read the book of Revelation, but let me finish here. So, for he must reign till he has put all enemies under his feet, and that's what he's coming to do, as it says in the book of Revelation, he's going to destroy them first, and then it's going to work. He's going to establish his rulership. Yahushua Mashiach I'm speaking about. This is a book of Revelation 19. I'm starting from 10, which he reads. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship Most High, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophet. So only few men in this planet Earth, they are coming with the spirit of prophets, man. Which are those men that are standing on the corners, of this high street, preaching the gospel, this truth, in sincerity and truth, to begin with the apostle and elders of Graham Richardson, those are the true prophet, So we are the one who preaching against this authority, this society, while the Christians, they are preaching about what? Prosperity, the continuity of this society. That's what they are preaching about, While the prophet from the beginning, they were doing what? They were coming against kingdom and the, as they say, maybe Jeremiah 28 and 8. This is the job of the prophet. The prophet that Jeremiah 28 and 8, the prophet that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied bows against many countries. So the prophet are always coming against nation, country, kingdom, and the wicked people, the wickedness of the people, man. They're not coming to pamper people, not come to say good to those nations, because they've been sent by Mosiah. Mosiah already analyze everything, through his angel, through his eyes, which are the angels. He already weigh everything, and then he's gonna what? He's gonna put his word now to his prophet to speak against those authority, those countries, those nations, this kingdom, man. Before Mosiah bring the hand of those society, of all those kingdom, which now we are living in the end of this society, man. The society which is ruled by Esau, Edom, the so-called world, man. The sin that have been committed in this society already are full to the brim, man. They are overflowing, man. They already reached to the heaven, man. Mosiah already put it. He already make his counsel already. Known, man. He already send his angel, and what is waiting for this society. What is waiting for this society is destruction. No, so I may read again. So the prophet that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against countries and against great kingdom. No, and right now we are living in this great kingdom, which is America. To begin with America, the EU. You know. So we are coming against this society, man, of war. So we're telling you, World War III is coming as well. This world, this nation, they're gonna go to fight the war in the near future, and that war is gonna be known as World War III, which has been prophesied in the Bible, in the book of Revelation 11 and 14. The second war is past, and the third war is coming quickly, as to love paraphrase, and that's what we are heading to, But that's not gonna come until what? They said prophets been established, which is the what? The mark of the beast, which is is gonna come in the way of Alpha the microchip, which is written in the book of Revelation 13:16 going down. So as it goes on to say, prophesy both against many countries and against a great kingdom of war and of evil. And this the society that is full of evil, man. Go around, people are murdering each other, men are changing their agendas, People are going to do surgery to mutilate themselves to become who they are not. I mean, who they were not. A man may may go to do surgery to be a woman, and a woman to be a man. That's a society we are living in. This is the type of wickedness that is being pushed by Esau Edom. So they have to go down, man. Evil is everywhere. Evil is esteemed as good and good as evil, man. That's what we see in this society, And evil means to come against the way of the Heavenly Father. Is to do everything with transgression of the law, statute, and commandment of the Heavenly Father, and of pestilence. So diseases are coming, and that's the job of the prophet, not to say good to the nations, man. So I may read again. This is the book of Revelation 19 and 10. I may continue to say, worship Most High, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophets. So as I mentioned, there's a lot of prophets that are on the way. One of them is Mark of the Beast, which is going to come in the way of Alpha the microchip, which is written in the book of Revelation 13:16 going down. And also World War III is coming. Time of Jacob trouble is coming. Jacob is you. Jacob means you Israel, man. You so-called Negro, Latino, not Bombarca. And as it goes on, there are the prophets that are going to come also to pass his word, the deliverance of the nation of Israel, by the way of the chariot of the Heavenly Father, So, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophets, as it goes on as well. And I saw heavens open, and behold, a white horse. And the white horse is who? He speak about Yahushua Mashiach, man. He's gonna come with a chariot, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness shall he does judge and make war. So Yahushua is gonna come with a big giant chariot. The world ignorant called them so-called UFO, and he is gonna bring war on the earth, and that war is gonna see a lot of people die, because this nation, they're gonna try to fight the Lord, and they're gonna lose bad, as it goes on. He's gonna say, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And those crowns symbolize rulership. Also, many crowns means what? The Lord, when he comes, he will destroy the other nation, the other nation power structure, along with Esau Edom. So, not just only Esau. As I mentioned before, it's going to be It's gonna go. I mean, it's not just only Israel who gonna go down in that day of the Lord, you know. But the other nations are as well that are ruling in turn or ruling alongside Esau, you know. With Esau, Edom, the so-called one man, they're going to be brought down as well, man. You know, so they're gonna be all put down by the Lord, you know. That's why it means he's gonna have many crowns in his head, man. You know, as it goes on, it's a war. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with the vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of Mosiah. You know, vesture dipped in blood is what? Symbolize what? Of the destruction that the Lord is going to bring on these people on the earth, man. You know, a lot of people are going to die in the day of the Lord, as it's written in the book of Isaiah 66:15 going down. You know, as it goes on, as well. And the 14, and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And those army symbolize what? The angels that the Lord is going to come with. The Lord is going to come with the army of angels invading this earth, you know. As goes on, and out of his mouth goes sharp sword, that with it should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a load of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and lust of our might. You know? So Mosiah is gonna be, I mean, the Lord is gonna be, the Yahweh is gonna be shooting them laser beams upon these nations, man, to destroy them, to put them under his authority, man. You know, and when he come down, he's gonna rule them with the harsh rulership, you know, with a load of iron, as he say, you know. And as it goes on, and he has on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. You know, because when he ruled, man, no other nation or other king is gonna be beside him. You know, I'm talking about this other nation. You know, it's only the Israelites going to be, the elect of the nation of Israel are going to be, joining here with the Lord. They're going to have crowns, you know, on top of their head, the elect, which the Lord is going to put on them, as it says in the book of, I believe, 2nd Ezra 2, you know, and also Revelation 3 and 10, I believe, or 11, you know, hold that fast, that nobody take your crown, man, as they say, to just paraphrase, paraphrase, you know. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowl that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together to the supper of the great power, that ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. So all these men that are going to go to fight the World War III, those men are going to be drafted to go and fight the war, you know, from these different nations, which that war is going to be there in the Middle East. They're all going to die there. No one of them going to go back to their lands. Nobody of you going to be going back to your country, to your loved one, to your family. You're all going to die, you know, in the land of Middle East, man. Because when you are in the fight between each other, the Lord is going to show up, you know, on the heaven with the army of angels, you know, and you nations, you're going to try to fight the Lord, and then you're going to all perish, man, as they say, you know. And I saw, and that that ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both small and both free and bond, both small and great. And I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horses and on the horse, and against him against his army. So these nations, to begin with Esau, Edom, and the rest of these other nations, they're going to try to fight the Lord with the and his angel and the angel, but they're gonna fail. They're gonna lose. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that Lord miracle before him, with which he deceived them that had deceived the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These boys were cast alive into the lake of fire burning with brimstone. And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the earth, with which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowl were filled with their flesh. So all these people are going to be destroyed, man, by the Lord, man. The Lord is going to shoot the laser beams, concentration fire on the people in that time. So are the angels also going to be doing the same thing. People are going to be turned to dust in that day of the Lord, man. And none of them is going to be able to escape. And then the Lord is going to establish the authority, the rule, man, which Messiah have given to him, on the earth. And that rulership is going to be what? The righteous rulership. And that rulership is going to be what? It's going to remain here forever. If I may read this book of Daniel 7 and 13, I saw in the night vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the crowd of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. The Ancient of Days is who? Is the Heavenly Father, the power be, which his name is Yahweh, And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and language should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. And that's the kingdom that the Lord is going to come to establish on the earth. So the Lord is coming to usurp the authority on the earth, man. And that's going to begin by destroying these nations, man. And he's going to establish his rulership, and his rulership is going to be forever. So with that, I'm going to hand there and say shalom to the hope for it. Yahweh Shalom Shabbat.